This KFAN podcast is sponsored by Builders and Remodelers, exclusive Twin Cities provider of Elements Windows. Get the highest quality windows at unmatchable value. Visit buildersandremodelers.com for more details.
Get this, adults with financial literacy skills have 82% more wealth than those who don't. From swimming lessons to piano classes, us parents invest in so many things to enrich our kids' lives. But are we investing in their future financial success? With Greenlight, you can teach your kids financial literacy skills like earning, saving, and investing. And this investment costs less than that after-school treat. Start prioritizing their financial education and future today with a risk-free trial at greenlight.com/iHeart. Greenlight.com/iHeart.
It is Ryan Seacrest here. There was a recent social media trend which consisted of flying on a plane with no music, no movies, no entertainment. But a better trend would be going to ChumbaCasino.com. It's like having a mini social casino in your pocket. Chumba Casino has over 100 online casino-style games, all absolutely free. It's the most fun you can have online and on a plane. So grab your free welcome bonus now at ChumbaCasino.com. Sponsored by Chumba Casino.
No purchase necessary. VGW Group. Void where prohibited by law. 21 plus. Terms and conditions apply.
You know, some people say that Odoo business management software is like fertilizer, the way it promotes growth and all. But other people say Odoo is like a magic beanstalk because it grows with your company and is also magically affordable. And there's some people who would even say Odoo's individual software programs come together to build the perfect suite like building blocks. Well, Odoo is all of these things. Fertilizer, magic beanstalk, building blocks for business. So sign up now at odoo.com. ODOO.com.
Fan.
And boom!
Common man, no show prep, no solid plan. Spins a yarn, begins a tale. The esoteric approach won't fail. Tune in, it's time for Common Man. Common man, charge the housewives like no one can. What'd you shoot?
Where'd we play?
Non-stop nonsense on deck today. Tune in, it's time for Common Man.
Oh, boy. Why should anybody aspire to be a common man, an average man? Do you realize what it means to be average? That means you're the best of the lousiest, and the lousiest of the best. Now, if we demand more and more for producing less and less, while the have-not nations encourage and inspire and indeed require hard work and maximum effort, if we deify the common men while they encourage and reward the uncommon ones, well, the end result of such a lopsided race as that is too obvious to require elaboration.
I mean, it's like, hello?
Stop!
Oh, that was...
I always loved that one.
Time is running out on Dan Cole's round. Let's go to 15. Bob?
Yeah, John Cole has been visibly angry. He's been talking to himself quite a bit. And it doesn't get any easier here on the par 3 15th hole at Minnesota National. This hole is guarded by two bunkers with a big tree in front of the green. Very challenging tee shot. He's out there to hit a 5-iron here. Cole, unreal pants, fluttering in the wind, mumbling to himself, I've got to have this shot.
Hooty-hoo!
Ooh, that's very well struck. Spinning through the air like a J.J. McCarthy pass. It's right on line. Looking good. Oh, my! It's in! I can't believe what I just saw. A hole-in-one for Cole at the 15th, and he's pointing at patrons in the gallery shouting, you doubted me, you doubted me, you doubted me, and now he's embracing his son, Peter. What a moment between father and son here at the 15th at Minnesota National.
I don't know where to start today. We could either spin the wheel of topic or go live to the XL Energy Center, the fuse box, where Flower is giving his final press conference.
Which was, I don't know, still a little unbelievable. Jeez, tough English already. that it's over. You know, at like 20 some years went by like so quick, right? And I love my teammates, love my team here too, right? And I thought the guys like played so well in the playoffs and gave a good run at, you know, Vegas was one of the best teams in the league, and we all believe, you know, we could come back and have a chance here. And I don't know, it's like, you know, it's coming, right? I knew it's coming, but it's still sad a bit, you know, when it happens for real.
What was your handshake line like, and just then getting the send-off from the fans and that one last skate? Like, what was it like leaving the ice?
I don't know, I knew a few guys on the other team, you know, I haven't played with them, so it was kind of nice to shake their hands. It's always nicer when you win, you know, but still, just to say bye and congrats and on their series and stuff. And I don't know, I feel like I've had so many times this year that I was skating by myself around the rink, you know. I didn't want to make this long, I was just out of there quick. Didn't want to get too emotional, you know, on the ice and stuff, but yeah, but it was special though, still, like you said, you know, having both teams there, and the fans obviously, right, still cheering my way out, so it was cool.
Do you think it's something that still might not set in until training camp comes around and, you know, you're not getting ready to go to that? Do you think it might be something that then that's when the reality hits? Yeah.
I'm worried about that, yeah. I've heard it from different guys also, right? It's like, you know, you play a season, you playoffs, and then it's normal, right? You got your summers and you go work out and stuff. I probably won't work out much, but this time. But I think, yeah, when camps comes around and yeah, I think that's when it might hit me a little more.
You know, a lot of the guys joke that you know, they've been trying to commit to you be the E-bug. Do you, like, but in all seriousness, I mean, could you see yourself around the team a lot, throw it on the pads next year? It just feels like you're not going anywhere.
Yeah, why not? I don't know. I'll have to talk to Billy and Heinze about it, right? But if Gus has takes a day off or gets sick or something, or Wally, then yeah, why not? It's a good workout, right? Get a good sweat and then have some fun with the guys. So
how like we've asked you 1,000 times. So like, what do you want to do next? Have you met with Billy about?
Haven't yet. No, okay. I just met with Heinze, but no, I guess I'll talk to Billy, see what he says. I don't know. Yeah, but I don't know. I feel like I'll have to try maybe different things or see what he has in mind. Maybe if he has something for me, and you know, I think I know goalies better. I don't want to be like a coach. I don't want to do media, no TV, no TV, nothing like that. So I don't know if I can help the younger guys maybe in some ways. That could be fun too. But I think my first thing though is I want to be home more, and I want to be there for my kids' birthday and their school play, and you know, just go walk Halloween with them, right, and stuff like that. So I think that's my main concern.
What are you most proud of looking back on your career? I know you've always talked about personality and the way the impact, but I mean, even just talking to the teammates, all the guys coming through, like, you have left such an impression on them.
Thank you. That's nice. Yeah, that's a good question. I think having to respect my teammates, I think, is very important to me, and you know, I always want to win, and I try to battle, you know, practice and games, trying to win also. But you know, I think for me that's something that's important, because you go to, you know, every day you see them, every day you try to win with them, and if you can have their respect and from your peers, you know, I think that means a lot to me.
What did this time in Minnesota mean, or how does it stand out from Pittsburgh and Vegas and Chicago? What made this time distinct or unique for you that you'll remember?
Just from knowing that that's it, you know, I think that's probably the biggest thing, you know. Like every other times you always think like, oh geez, you know, try to forget about it and get back to work in the summer and get at it again next season, trying to win. So I feel like you always have one more chance to try to go win, and right now that's it. So yeah, it's time.
Your commentary in Game 5, was that because you knew you were mic'd up, or do you usually woo after saves?
No, I do usually. Yeah.
Oh, you do?
I was pretty high pitched though. I have a high pitched voice, but not that high. I feel like. But anyway, usually it's like when the guys block shots. That's when and that period, like they block so many shots. I think that's why they caught me saying like
block shots.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sometimes if it's a good save, maybe I'll give it a little.
The stick save and the beauty was on Faber, right? On that one that he made.
Yeah, there's spades. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
It's just you're just having fun. You're a kid. You said that, right? Do you feel like that?
I guess you knew a little bit, but if I let in 4 or 5 in, I'm not wooing or nothing. I'm just just mad. But yeah, I knew it could be my last time on the ice too, right? So I just wanted to like that Anaheim game too. I just tried to enjoy it, have fun, and obviously I wish I could have helped the team and win the game, right? That's always the goal number one. But while you're there, I feel for me, what work, I think if I'm having fun and relaxed, that's when I play better, I think. So I just wanted to enjoy it and try to make the most out of it.
About your family, Mark, has Minnesota kind of become home now? I mean, you've lived in different places, and but what's the plan going forward that way?
Yeah, we're staying for next year also. Not knowing what I will do or what I want to do, or even the wife too. I feel like she put aside a lot for me all these years, right? So gonna see if she wants to do anything or. No, not that she doesn't do anything, but she wants to do something else, for work and stuff like that. But but I think Minnesota's, we've moved the kids a bunch, right, from different schools, from Pittsburgh, Vegas, Chicago, and here, and they get some friends. They love their sports, they love their schools, right? So it just made sense to stay here, and it's a great city, I think, to raise your family to.
The guy said you addressed the group after the Game 6 in the locker room. It was short and emotional, I guess they called it. Like, what was kind of your message or your send off to them?
Short, emotional. I don't know. I think it's for the guys, right? But in short, maybe just happy I got to play with them. Happy I got to. Finish with them, right? It was a good season, great bunch of guys, great chemistry in the locker room, and
Do you have any hockey sticks left, or is your wrist just from signing?
Still some work to do in there a little bit, but it's okay though. Especially for teammates and along the way, like different goalies during the season too. So it was fun to trade sticks with them too.
Will that be, what you miss the most? Like, it just feels like, beyond the hockey, with fans, you see how you treat them during warm-ups and things like that. The accolades outside the rink, like all that stuff. Like, is that going to be something that's going to be a void in your life to not have that?
I don't know. I don't need that much attention. I think this year was pretty insane. Just a little too much of a spotlight, but yeah, I think it's part of the game, right? Like fans who come to the game, they cheer us on, and most of them love hockey, right? All those little kids, like they look up to us on the ice and stuff, and if you can give them a smile, a puck, or just hi or something, and I don't know, make them like hockey and believe they can be you one day. I think that's pretty cool, and hopefully they will be. Yeah.
You said you started to thinking a little bit on your car on your way home or by yourself. Like, what kind of things are you thinking about at that moment? Or you just put music on and kind of zoning out, or you kind of just thinking about anything in particular at that point?
Had some music, yeah. But I think just Jeez. Just thinking how lucky I've been, to play for so long and to do what was my dream, as a kid, right? And do it for so long, and but that's it's over. It feels like I was thinking about my first few years, maybe, and maybe ignorant I was about this NHL thing, and all quick time goes by, right? And so nice little drive.
You mentioned talking to some guys about this post-retirement life that you're heading into. Who have you spoken with the most, and what kind of advice have they given?
Phil Gagaski goes raised around the rink a bunch, so it's like, hey, you doing, man? How's things? How's life? How's this life treating you? And he's doing good. He's loving it and healthy and all, so it's pretty good. Billy obviously has been around too for a long time. He's working a lot, but it's good to pick his brain, right, on all things were when he first retired. And I don't know, there's a bunch, right? Like Kayer has been around, Patty too, Freddie too, right? The coaches, most of them have played, and who else? Mike Modano's around once in a while, right? So I feel like everybody that's like around the locker room is easy to just talk to and pick their brains a bit on all the end goal things, I guess.
Are you retiring at a time when you feel like you still could play, or have you reached your limit physically? Like, do you feel like you're done that way, or you still feel like you could have done this again?
I think I'm done, yeah. No, I don't know. I feel like I feel like I'm not as good as I was. I feel I'm not as flexible as I was. I don't do things like I used to, and that pisses me off. After I play, I feel like a car hits you sometimes, and the next morning, I have so much fun playing, right? But the next morning sometimes is a little hard. So I thought it was time.
Is that tough to accept?
Yeah, for sure.
Because you're mentally in the passion is one thing, right?
Yeah, good. Love the game. I've said many times, right? I could have done this for a long time, and I have, right? Obviously, I'm very fortunate for that, but it's a little frustrating. You try to take care of your body as much as you can, and try to stay healthy, try to stay loose and strong enough, right? Keep up with the young guys, but at some point it catches up.
Is this, the way you talked all year about how you didn't want this to be your swan song in every arena, but when you look back at this year as a whole, how humbling was it to be treated the way that you were in so many different buildings by so many different opponents, all that?
Yeah, I think very surprising. I thought, I honestly didn't think like other players would stand the ice and shake hands, and sometimes I have a little tribute video in LA or different arenas where I never, spent time, and the reception from the fans, and in all those buildings, right, was pretty amazing, and like I said, very humbling too, and very thankful and grateful for all, everybody's support, around the league and the fans, obviously.
That's Flower, Marc-Andre Fleury. After how many years was it? Too many to mention. Regrets? A few. Too few to mention. Obviously, the mind was willing, but the body was not. And Father Time chalks up another victory. We'll take a break. We'll come back. We'll kickstart the show. I'll tell you what, there is so much that happened over the weekend and is coming up this week, of course, so plenty to get to. We'll figure it out on the other side of the break. My guess is you've got what are we calling it? Blockbusters? No.
Bonus box. Bonus box brought to you by BigDeck.com.
That's right. The Fan and BigDeck.com want to give you a shot to win bonus bucks with our national cash contest. Head to KFAN.com, enter the keyword check. The keyword check, KFAN.com, keyword check.
Did you know that parents rank financial literacy as the #1 most difficult life skill to teach? Meet Greenlight, the debit card and money app for families. With Greenlight, you can send money to kids quickly, set up chores, automate allowance, and keep an eye on what your kids are spending with real-time notifications. Kids learn to earn, save, and spend wisely. And parents can rest easy knowing their kids are learning about money with guardrails in place. Try Greenlight risk-free today at greenlight.com/iHeart.
Time is precious, and so are our pets. So time with our pets is extra precious. That's why we started Dutch. Dutch provides 24/7 access to licensed vets with unlimited virtual visits and follow-ups for up to 5 pets. You can message a vet at any time and schedule a video visit the same day. Our vets can even prescribe medication for many ailments, and shipping is always free. With Dutch, you'll get more time with your pets and year-round peace of mind when it comes to their vet care.
If you want to chime in what's happening with your favorite KFAN shows, you can make your voice heard on the Bradshaw and Bryant KFAN text line. So let us know what you have to say by texting that message to 64686. That is 64686. Standard text message and data rates apply.
A very controversial beginning to the Common Man program. You know, we usually start with a little common man. Then we slide into, why would anybody aspire to be a common man, an average man? Little Wally Zerbiak saying, it's like, hello. And then, of course, it's fanfare for the common man. And we get from fanfare for the common man. And then, lo and behold, the official, unofficial ambassador to Minnesota Golf, the Radio Romeo, the dream of the everyday housewife, the fourth in the north, the gadfly, starts pontificating. Yet today we weren't able to do that. And we do appreciate the Minnesota Wild holding that news conference a little bit later. They had actually scheduled it for like 11:45, but because they know, look, if that news conference meant it couldn't have meant more to anybody else in the air staff to me, because I share the same position that Flower played, and I played it for as many years as he did. He played, how many years was it again? Can you look that up? How many years Flower was it? 21 or 17 or? I think it was like 20 plus years he was in the National Hockey League.
I want to say he got drafted. Yeah, 2003.
Okay.
He was drafted.
So that's 22 years in the National Hockey League. I've been playing boot hockey since I was 12. I will admit there was a big gap between when I stopped playing boot and then rediscovered my love for it later. But because I've played that position, goaltender. The only thing is, I mean, he did it on skates. I did it on boots. Boot hockey's actually more difficult than regular hockey, and especially for the centers, the wingers, and the defensemen. Because when you're skating, at least the skates do part of the work. You know, you have to work hard, but you glide a little bit, right? On boots, you're trying to get traction on your big winter boots and start and stop, and it really takes a lot out of you. But it was nice to hear from Flower. And as he did say, the last couple of questions I thought were the ones that I really enjoyed about, you know, being, is it over? I mean, could you have gone on, or did you think you couldn't play anymore? And he said it was because he couldn't do the things he used to do that made him good. It just wasn't there. And then he said, you know, the recovery time between games was much more. It's the old nobody beats Father Time. The Flower News Conference, Golden State wins. They'll face the Wolves. The Twins beat the Red Sox in back-to-back games. The Frost, they make the playoffs. That again, the defending world champions. So many topics. Where do we begin? Oh, Kentucky Derby as well. Let's spin the wheel of topic.
I want to talk more about Flower. I hope that lands
I want to talk about the Kentucky Derby. I nailed it again. I made the Nostradamus
golf.
Oh, I thought because Nostradamus nailed the Kentucky Derby. That's the 20th time out of 21 Kentucky Derbies Nostradamus has picked the correct winner.
What did you shoot today?
78.
Where'd we play?
Prestwick at Wedgwood in Woodbury.
Where'd you hit it on? One?
Right up the gut. Where
How far from the green?
I had a Think about this. I hit 8, and I should have hit 9. I still made it on the green, but I hit it deep. I'm starting to, with the warmer weather and getting a little bit looser, I'm starting now to get that yardage back here at this time of the year. So hit an 8-iron to the back right of the green. It was kind of a middle left pin.
Then what?
Lagged up a beautiful putt that nearly went in, so a 2-putt par. I did. I do have some breaking news. It was about 2 weeks ago I made the bold and brash statement that I am a better putter than 50% of the golfers on the PGA Tour. This caused plenty of reaction, most of it negative. I got destroyed. People, the preposterous statement tournament committee was inundated with nominations for me. As a matter of fact, LaBelle E. Neal III texted me. LaBelle and I text and talk more than most people know, and nominated me for PST. And then I texted back to him. I said, that is preposterous. I'm better than 60% of the players in the PGA Tour. I think the golf god decided, so you've had a couple of nice days on the putting surface and you think you're really good, because almost from the moment I said it, my putter's been balky, to say the least. Today should have been a 74. It just should have. I mean, I missed a 3-footer and a 2-footer. I think that was the golf god saying, you think it's simple to putt, do you? I know you don't use the word easy when you play golf, but you're thinking you're just going to knock those in, don't you? And then I 3-putted twice.
There's that.
Yeah. So
what'd you hit for your second shot at 18?
Hybrid.
Then what?
Hit the end was the best. So then I got a wedge into the green. It hits. What's interesting, on 16, where I 3-putted, I hit a 3/4 wedge. 16. No, I take that back. This was 12. 97 yards. I hit just a little 3/4 wedge to a foot left, tap in birdie, right? 3 birdies.
Incredible.
I get to 18, and I hit driver, hybrid, and I've got wedge into the green, 97 yards again. This time I hit it a little long. Goes about, I suppose it's 15 feet past.
Then what?
I'm standing over the mower guy drives up and he goes, well, let's see you make it. That's all I needed to hear.
There's a lot of pressure on 18.
That's all I need to hear. I need to hear somebody challenge me. And all I need is a gallery, even a gallery of one, about the size of our Flop, Sweat, and Tears tour crowds. All I needed was someone to say, let's see you make it. And I barreled it right into the back of the cup to finish with the birdie. So
incredible.
Yeah. Really starting to play some. I'm doing the things the club was my brush. The ball was my paint. There was a couple of times I kicked the can. Every once in a while you kick the can and paint spills all over, and I didn't have my turpentine with me, so I wasn't able to try to blot it out. But all in all, yeah, it was really a lot of fun.
I have one question for you.
Sure.
Is your best golf ahead of you or behind you?
Oh, it's in front of me. Trust me. I want to thank everybody up at Grandview and at the Pines for a wonderful opening weekend to Tee to Green. Kara did a really good job. You're back in the saddle next week. You're running the board for Tee to Green.
Yes.
You're going to have some big shoes to fill. She was very good at what she did. Yeah, so
she do the flourish.
Caught on immediately. She had no idea what I was talking about. And I told her, well, you'll hear it. And she did. And he said, you're hot. And I said, well, I'm the Radio Romeo, but yes, you are correct. And she clicked on the mics and we went from there. Of course, there was a technical difficulty, but I tap danced through that. And now we're going up to Cragen's.
Oh.
Yeah, going up to Legacy Courses. We'll be up there. So we'll be there for Tee to Green. So we're really... we're starting to do that. Yes, we just love everything right now. We'll take a break. We'll come back. I got more to get to. I was supposed to do Affordable Electric Peak at the Purple. We'll do that other side. I got controversial Vikings news for you. Other side of the break here on the Grum.
Time is precious, and so are our pets. So time with our pets is extra precious. That's why we started Dutch. Dutch provides 24/7 access to licensed vets with unlimited virtual visits and follow-ups for up to 5 pets. You can message a vet at any time and schedule a video visit the same day. Our vets can even prescribe medication for many ailments, and shipping is always free. With Dutch, you'll get more time with your pets and year-round peace of mind when it comes to their vet care.
Attention, Minnesota. ZZ Top is bringing their...
ZZ Top.
Is bringing
Got
their...
a whole lot of love. Tick-a-tent. Got a whole lot of love. My favorite ZZ Top song is Whole Lot of Love.
ZZ Top is bringing their iconic rock sound to the Ledge Amphitheater June 12th. Don't miss out on this epic concert. Win your way in by checking our contest page, KFAN.com. Keyword contest.
I got a whole lot of love. Tick-a-tent. Got a whole lot of love. I need cooling, and I'm not fooling. Gonna give you my love. Gonna give you my love.
Give me my love. Yeah.
I work alone. I don't do background vocalists. You just keep punching the buttons. You're sound man when it comes to the live concerts with the Common Man. Well, we don't feel offended. I'm just kidding you. I could tell your feelings were hurt there.
That's fine.
Here's the thing on this show.
Yeah.
You have to have thick skin. It's got to be like...
I'm not offended.
Oh, you are? Okay. You know what it has to be? You know what a triceratops is?
Yes, I do.
So, he's got that big shield on the top of his head with the horns. That's what you need to work the ground. You got to. You know what an armadillo is?
I went over my skis there.
Do you know what an armadillo is?
I do.
Do you know who the Flaming Armadillos are? That's Chris Hawkey's, one of his many bands. The Flaming Armadillos, Rocket Club, the Chris Hawkey Band, all in one night. How busy would he be if all three bands played in the same night? Because he's in all three bands.
Yeah.
My favorite song by the Flaming Armadillos is "I Got a Whole Lot of Love." Got a whole lot of love. Go ahead. I need schooling. You say, baby, I ain't fooling. So let's try it again. I need schooling.
Baby, I ain't fooling.
It's not bad. It didn't seem like you're really...
I didn't know what the melody was.
It didn't. Well, just follow along with me.
I tried.
Got a whole lot of love. Got a whole lot of love. I need schooling.
I ain't no fooling.
No. Ain't no fooling.
Ain't no fooling.
Whatever the case may be. By the way, Peek at the Purple is brought to you by Affordable Electric. Next time you see a big storm in the area, stay safe. And remember, Affordable Electric is there if you need them. They're a family-owned and operated business. They care about their community. They care about you. If you experience any electrical damage, outages, or safety concerns after the storm, get in touch with them right away. 612-331-VOLT. 612-331-VOLT. Fast, friendly, and trusted. Your local electricians are ready to help. Stay safe, everyone. And remember, Affordable Electric. Affordable Electric. Affordable Electric is shockingly affordable. Yes, I just did the Affordable Electric, and then my friends from Affordable Electric are here right now. There is no purple. There's nothing to report with the purple. So I thought we would take this time to talk about the Minnesota Timberwolves, the soon-to-be NBA world champion Minnesota Timberwolves. Their opponent has now been determined. They will face the Golden State Warriors. Game 1 tomorrow night. Is that correct? Did I have that right?
That is correct.
See, I do show prep every once in a while. I have to have somebody tell me that. Game 1 tomorrow night at Bullseye. Now, here's what I don't know, and Abbott doesn't make Abbott. Let me guess. We're like a 9:30 start. Do we know when the start time is? I guarantee
want to say it's a reasonable start time.
I bet it's 8:30 for sure. There's no way they're starting us at an early time. There's just no way. Do you have a start time?
Start time? Hang on. 8:30.
8:30. That's okay. I guess I got to expect. You know what the deal is? Look at, if you want to play with the big boys, if you want to be considered a primetime team and fight with you got to play late. Just the way it is. Get used to it. It's the way it is. I know for those of us that live in the central time zone and have to get up early, I actually am sympathetic. I really am. I understand it. Even for somebody but I get up earlier than most people do. I get up earlier than the Power Trip morning show. Well, it's because I want to go golfing. It's not like I'm forced to, but that's the loyalty and the dedication. Well, it sort of is a job because I'm the official, unofficial ambassador of Minnesota Golf. So, and I admit I will doze off myself. But I think this is the series that a lot of people wanted to see after it was determined that the Wolves had advanced to the semifinals. It was looking dicey there for a bit, though. Golden State had a 3-1 lead. Game 5, the the Rockets, we'll put it this way. Their back was against the wall. It was gut check time. And so the Rockets came out and they basically jumped all over Golden State. They bulldozed them early. And it was at that point that the Warriors decided, well, you know what? Let's live to play another day. Why have our veteran players, especially, you got to remember the three so-called stars of the team, Steph Curry, Jimmy Buckets, and Draymond Green, are all well north of 30. So why keep battling and give it everything you've got to try to overcome a 30-point deficit? And I as much as I'm the guy, and I hate it in basketball when they take games off and they coast and they decide, the other team's trying harder than me. There was a part of me that was annoyed by that. It's like, well, it's like the Wild. They fight to the end. The blue line surrounds the state. Mom was the referee. Cut your teeth in the penalty box, right? But they weren't going to come back and win that game, so you live to play another game and get your veterans rested. Then they go and lose Game 6. So it's like, well, maybe you should have tried to win Game 5. And then I was beginning to think back at home, Houston in Game 7. I was beginning to think Houston was going to win that series, but last night, Curry was so good again last night, and Jimmy Buckets and Draymond Green and the other cast of characters. It's not just a three-man team, and they advance into the I was also beginning to think Houston might be a more difficult opponent for the Wolves because of Houston seems to have some youngsters on the club. They seem to be a very energetic team, and they're very physical, and they play defense. With Golden State, it's like more cunning and guile. It's Steph and it's Draymond and it's Jimmy Buckets. And so I think because of the Wolves, they can be, they have some physicality themselves. They can be a very physical team. They're pretty good defensively. I mean, they were really good defensively last couple of years. I don't know if the numbers, and maybe somebody that pays closer attention to the sabermetrics and analytics will tell me, statistically, the Wolves are a better defensive team this year. For me, just the eye test, and I haven't watched a lot, but I just don't think, but I think their offense seems to be very efficient. They're really good. You don't get to the semifinals in the West or the Eastern Conference without being a pretty good basketball team. I'm leaning right now. Now I know tomorrow, first of all, Rosen has to pay off a bet. Power Trip Bets reported it today that I said Golden State would go deeper than the Lakers in the NBA playoffs. Rosen took me up on that. That's a $6 bet from Mark Rosen. So I'm just making boatloads of money out of Rosen. He's not a very good gambler. He doesn't understand sports like I do. And think about this. He has courtside seats and watches games, and I don't watch them at all. I haven't gone to a basketball game. And I take that back. I've taken Pete and his buddies to a Wolves game. They're sitting in the stands. I'm back in the media lunchroom eating food, but anyway, I understand the game and always have. But I think, I don't know if I want to make that bet and take Golden State over the Wolves, because I think the Wolves, if they can continue to play like they are, I don't think Golden State can. I mean, I don't think it's going to be a 4-game sweep. Though it would surprise me, but it wouldn't shock me if they did, though. They're gelling. They're gelling and they're stacking is what they're doing. And so I like their matchups. I mean, Steph can play a little bit physical, but I think the Wolves are going to just swarm him is what they're going to do. I think they're going to do what I think they're going to, and you got to be careful, when you pick your poison, because Jimmy Buckets can take over games, and Draymond can be a very effective player. And then they have the Podziemski, whatever the other kid is. They have other players on the club. But you know how a lot of teams when they face the Wolves, they say, well, we're not going to let Ant beat us. If Julius Randle beats us, if McDaniel beats us, if Nas beats us, if Na beats us, if Conley beats us, if Gobert beats us, so be it. But we're not going to let Anthony Edwards beat us. And I think I think the Wolves would at least early on take that approach. They're not going to let Steph just sit out there and knock down threes, because if you let him, I mean, even when you got two guys in his face, he makes threes. So I think they're going to give him extra attention, I think is what they'll probably do. And I would, home court advantage, I don't dismiss it. I think there is something to it. I think there are some people, and look, I could be wrong. I wanted one of our, I wish somebody could do this research, because I think it would be really difficult to do, to find out in the history of sport, playoff sport, when you've gone to 7-game series or even 5, there have been 5-game series, even 3 games, what the overall record of not just of the Timberwolves, but of all teams in all leagues, overall record, home team, visiting team, who's won the most games. I would bet home team has won more, but I wonder how much it really is. Because I know the home team, especially if a team gets on a roll, like it happened last night, the Rockets started to dig into that Warriors lead, and that crowd got loud in Houston. And that did inspire. I don't know, did that lift the Rockets' spirits? Did it allow them to play with more adrenaline, a little harder? I don't know. They still lost the game at home. God, I hope they were at home. I'm really in trouble if they weren't. They were in Houston, weren't they? Please tell me they were in Houston, because I'll really get in trouble with that. But if I'm making this spiel about home court advantage and they didn't even play there, that game was at Houston, right?
Last night?
Yeah.
It was in Houston.
So even with the pro-Houston crowd, cheering on their hometown heroes, alas, Houston fell by the wayside. And I've brought up this point several times over the past week or two. I think there are teams that I think most athletes they don't mind being on the road, silencing the hometown fans. I think they love that. I think most of them revel in it. So I would rather be the home, 7th and deciding game, first game of the series, whatever. I would rather be the home team. But, it's just, it's not the be all end all. But Wolves, they do have home court advantage, which is, I think there is a slight, there is an advantage to that. How much, I don't know. And they're deep. They run, they play. This club is playing as good as anybody in the NBA right now. I bet I could ask Grok. Do you think Grok AI would have the answer? Because this is a controversial question. Are you familiar with Grok AI?
I've heard of it.
Grok AI is X, the formerly Twitter. It's their version of artificial intelligence. I'm going to ask Grok right now. All-time home and away. How would I phrase that question? All-time home and away playoff winners in all sports. Let's see if Grok can come up with this for me. Oh my gosh, 15 web pages? Compiling a definitive list of all-time home and away playoff winners across all sports is challenging due to the vast scope of sports, leagues, and historical data, much of which is incomplete or inconsistent across sources. Instead, I'll provide an overview based on the available data, focusing on major North American sports, NFL, NBA, MLB, NHL, and some insights into home and away playoff trends with specific examples where possible. I'll also note general patterns and limitations in the data. Across team sports, home teams typically have an advantage in playoffs due to factors like crowd. Studies like those in scorecasting by Moskowitz and Wertheim suggest home teams win about 60 to 69% of games in regular seasons, with playoffs showing similar or slightly lower advantages to higher stakes and better paired opponents. So 60 to 69% during the regular season, a little less during. So let's take that low number at 60. And if that's a little less, it's negligible, man. It's nice not to have to travel. And you know what? Here's one of my favorite cliches. You can use this next time you go. It's awful nice to sleep in your own bed. Right? So there's not, but this is just this. Whether this is a better team for the Wolves, at this point, doesn't really matter much. Whether it's a better team for the Wolves to play or not, based on personnel and matchups and coaching and all of that. The Kerr guy can coach, so can Finch. I don't know enough about the Houston guy. Was this his first year, second year? I don't know enough about him. But these two guys, Finch has shown that he can coach, and we know how good Kerr is. Now, again, it helps to have players he's had over the years too to coach, but he couldn't ask for anything more. Best pure shooter, right? Best one of the best shooters of, if not the best shooter of all time, against the young kid who's like to threaten that. I mean, Ant can knock down. Ant is, I don't know if he's quite as good as Steph, but and you know why? Again, statistically, maybe Ant's better at this point in his career than Steph was. I don't know. I know, didn't I see the stat where nobody got to, wherever Ant got on his 3-point, nobody got to it quicker than he did. Nobody accumulated the amount of 3 points that he did at a faster rate than Anthony Edwards. So you got that matchup. And I know it's not just the two of them, but there you go. Cunning and guile. Great shooter against a young kid who's taken the league by storm. Then you got Draymond, he's said a number of, I don't know, is derogatory the right word about Gobert? So there's a few to brew in there, and then buckets played here. Now again, none of the players that were on this team. I don't think, is there one player on the Minnesota Timberwolves roster that was here when Jimmy Buckets played? I don't think there is. Certainly not any. I don't think any of the main players. Bodega Cat is gone. So, but Jimmy Buckets, and he always called the Wolves. He had everyone that's followed the Wolves knows about what happened. I don't think he was real thrilled with Wiggins and Towns being max players, and he wasn't. He felt he was a better player, and he was, and he is. He was better than those two, and he still is better than those two. And, you can say, well, too bad. I'm sure Brett Blakemore's thinking he's better at radio than me, and look at the money you're making and what I'm making. Again, you're probably, you're Jimmy Buckets-like over there right now, right?
Not at all.
You say it. Just say, well, you're damn straight. I should be making more money. Get cocky.
It's hard for me.
Get cocky. Be even overconfident. Be overbearing. The thing is, you don't even have to mean it. I don't mean it. You just say it. Think big and be big. Mm-hmm. So, and then Buckets just didn't like the effort that was put out by, and a lot of times there was a lack of effort by the Wolves, particularly defensively. Then it was, and how much of this is true or not, but it's almost legend now. It's like Paul Bunyan and Babe the Blue Ox. He took all the scrubs on the team, and I say that lightly, just the backups, and took on in a scrimmage game, and took on Wiggins and Cat and the others, and apparently Buckets destroyed him. And then he left town. And that just, so many fans were so bitter, but you can't do that. Well, I kind of tend to, I love Jimmy Buckets. I'm sorry, man. Anyway. So, skip game, he called the Wolves a skip team, So you got all these sidebar stories that are going down. And I just love it. I can't wait to see the two teams go at it. That you'll hear that game on this radio station. And we're looking forward to it. 8:30 start, which is art with me. Let's do this. Let's take a break, come back. We'll do a little 5-3-4. You got a tease for us there?
We do a surprise return for the baseball club. We'll find out where Common is on the bandwagon.
You know, some people say that Odoo business management software is like fertilizer, the way it promotes growth and all. But other people say Odoo is like a magic beanstalk because it grows with your company and is also magically affordable. And there's some people who would even say Odoo's individual software programs come together to build the perfect suite like building blocks. Well, Odoo is all of these things. Fertilizer, magic beanstalk, building blocks for business. So sign up now at odoo.com, ODOO.com.
Time is precious, and so are our pets. So time with our pets is extra precious. That's why we started Dutch. Dutch provides 24/7 access to licensed vets with unlimited virtual visits and follow-ups for up to 5 pets. You can message a vet at any time and schedule a video visit the same day. Our vets can even prescribe medication for many ailments, and shipping is always free. With Dutch, you'll get more time with your pets and year-round peace of mind when it comes to their vet care.